Hello. Today I'm going to be reviewing Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. Sorry about the light, the sun is in my face. And as I said before, I record in front of my window, so it might be shining on me a bit. So yeah, I'm going to be reviewing this book, Dorothy Must Die. So the main character, Amy Gunn, lives in Kansas with her mother, who is dependent on drugs since she had a car accident and since Amy's father died. And Amy hates her life. There's bullies at school, her mum's a druggie who doesn't seem to care about her, and she wants to get out of Kansas. And then one day, a tornado hits Kansas, and takes Amy's mum goes out to a party, oblivious to the fact that there's a tornado coming, and subsequently Amy gets swept up by the tornado and she gets taken to Oz. But this isn't the Oz that she remembers from books and movies. This Oz is dark and twisted, and it's horrible. The Oz that Danielle Page created is a horrible place. I would not like to live there at all. What has happened is Dorothy has found a way. She found a way to come back to Oz, and now she's living in Oz as an evil bitch, basically a tyrant. She's stealing all the magic from Oz to become the all-powerful, and she's kidnapped Ozma, who is the true princess of Oz, and nobody knows where Ozma is. And so Amy arrives in Oz, and it's not the place she remembers, and she's very confused, and she frees a character. I'm not going to mention who because he's quite a big character in the book, and it might spoil it. But she frees a character who's been tied to a post for the crime of sass. I'm not sure what sass is, but he was tied to a post for the crime of sass by Dorothy's guards. And Amy frees him, and she is subsequently arrested, and she's awaiting trial. But before the trial comes, she's rescued by a witch who appears in her cell, called not Ozma. Sorry, what is the witch's name? Mombi. And Mombi takes her away from the cell and informs her that she has now joined the Revolutionary Order of the Wicked. So she's like, okay then, alright, cool. And then basically the Revolutionary Order of the Wicked tell her that they explain what's happened and why Dorothy's crazy, and that she's stealing all the magic from Oz. And yeah, it's up to Amy to kill Dorothy. That is the basis of this story. So the Revolutionary Order of the Wicked, train Amy up, and they teach her to use magic. They teach her fighting skills, and they teach her, everything. They teach her all the skills she needs to be able to kill Dorothy. And then Amy is disguised and sent to work in the palace, in Dorothy's palace, so that she can learn everything about Dorothy. She can learn her routine, and she can learn her schedule. She can learn what she likes and doesn't like. So, she basically goes undercover to Dorothy's palace to gather information on her and give information back to the Order of the Wicked. And the Order of the Wicked don't give her a timescale in which to kill Dorothy. They just say, we will let you know when it is time. So yeah. And then I'm not going to say too much more about this, because if I go into any more detail, it's going to ruin the story completely. What I will say is Danielle Page is an amazing author. This is her first novel, I believe. Let me just check. Oh, it says, before turning to young adult literature, she worked in the television industry where she received a Writers Guild of America award and was nominated for several daytime Emmys. And she lives in New York City. It doesn't say whether this is her first novel or not, but I don't care whether it is or not. It's an amazing book, and her writing style is just powerful. It's really powerful. It's simple, but it's so in-depth and controlled and visual in a way that it's just beautiful. And the Oz that Danielle Page has created is truly terrifying. You know, if you don't believe me, you have to read the book. It is truly horrible. I would not like to live in this Oz. Yeah, and the characters that we meet along the way, they're not themselves, they're not how they were portrayed in L. Frank Baum's books. You know, there's the Scarecrow character is horrible. He does experiments on characters, and he like changes their appearance and stuff like that, and in order for him to stay alive, he has to eat straw, because the straw comes out of him like when he moves. So like he has to eat straw in order to, yeah. And then the Munchkins, the winged monkeys from the original story, some of them have been forced to cut off their wings because their wings, the magic in their wings, which enables them to fly, has been tied to Dorothy. So basically, as long as they can fly, Dorothy controls them, and they don't want that. So a lot of them cut their wings off, and they go and live in this place called the Dark Jungle, which is where the wingless ones live. And then we have other characters such as the Tin Woodman, who is just absolutely mental. I can't really describe it any other way. He's just truly terrifying, and I would hate to meet him, especially in a dark alley. He's just so scary. And you have other characters like Glinda and Ozma and Pete and Knox. And all the characters are amazing, and they're all really fleshed out. They're like, you know about them. By the end of the book, you're like, when it mentions a character, you're like, okay, I know about this character. This is okay. You know, you don't ever get confused when you're reading this book. Yeah, so like the writing style is just absolutely beautiful, and the design of the book is amazing as well. I mean, just look at it. It's gorgeous. And then when you take the dust jacket off, it's got this design on it and on the spine. It's just amazing. And yeah, I'm really happy that I read this book actually. Since I'm trying to remember what book it was. What was it? Since The Madman's Daughter, which I read at the beginning of 2013, this is the first big book that I have not had the urge to stop and go back to. You know, I wanted to carry on reading it. And I must say the last 5 chapters are absolutely incredible. And they all build up to this, the whole way through the book builds up to this massive, massive task that Amy must carry out, which is to kill Dorothy. And the end is just so... It's a little bit crazy, but it's awesome, and it really sets the scene for the next book, especially in the last 20 pages. Because this is going to be a trilogy, I believe, which is amazing. I'm so excited, because this was fantastic, and I can't wait to get my hands on the second book. Yeah, so please read it. Just please, you have to read this book. It's just absolutely stunning, and an amazing writer, and an amazing story, amazing world. Yeah, I can't wait for the second book. I just want to dive back into this Oz and relive everything. And it was fantastic. So, yeah. So that is my review of Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. If you like this video, please like. And if you feel like it, subscribe, because that would be lovely. Could always do with more subscribers. Yeah, so let me know if you have this book and you want to read it, or whether you have read it, what your thoughts are on it, and let me know what you think down below. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to have a couple more videos up because there is something I want to talk about in relation to Dorothy Must Die. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. But thank you for watching, and I will see you later.